Welcome to the GTA Advisors Podcast. We interview Greater Toronto Area business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. Our goal is to bring Greater Toronto Area residents the best advice from our community's brightest minds. Now, here's your host, author, entrepreneur, and real estate innovator, Robert Caruso.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the GTA Advisors Podcast. I'm Robert Caruso. I'm here with Lisa Jeffs. She is a success and life coach. And Lisa is located basically in the GTA, but she serves people worldwide. Lisa, are you there?
Hi, Robert. Great to be here.
Fantastic. I'm glad you took the time to talk to us about your business and how you help people. Maybe before we start talking about your business, maybe give us a little bit of your backstory. Where did you grow up, and maybe what do you enjoy doing in your spare time, and what did you do before you became a success and life coach?
Sure. So I grew up in North York. As a child and as a teen, I was always outside, riding my bike. I lived in a neighborhood where everyone knew everyone. It was, you could go outside and for 5 minutes and literally bump into someone you know. So it was just a very nice growing up. North York, I love it. I love Toronto. In my spare time, I would do keeping active is big for me. So I would do a lot of 5Ks. I did a couple half marathons. I got injured, so I no longer run, but I definitely exercise is big for me. Now I'm trying to get into yoga. My flexibility is it needs a lot of help, let's just say. So that's my goal right now, is to get flexible and stay in shape as I get older.
Yeah, there's nothing like being strong, flexible, and have stamina, right? If you can have all three of those, you are perfectly healthy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great, good stuff. So, how did you become a success and life coach?
Okay, so I'll take you back a little bit. It really all started in my teens. I had some challenges. I had some rough times, which I self-medicated a lot, and it was not always easy. So when my daughter came along, she was born in 2004. She was just such a blessing and such a gift for me, and really helped me get out of those troubled times. So I knew I needed to help people. I knew I needed to help people that were struggling as well. So I really had a passion to help at-risk youth at the time. So what I did was I went to George Brown, got my diploma. Then I went to Ryerson and got my degree in child and youth care. And I started working at the Toronto District School Board. And that was great. I really enjoyed working with the kids, but I think like all entrepreneurs, I felt really trapped because you have to play by other people's rules. You can't do what you want. And I don't like to play by other people's rules. I want to make my own rules. So I thought to myself, what can I do? I still want to help people. How can I do that? So I got my coaching certification, and I researched, internet marketing and all that stuff. And I just kind of started. And that's what led me to here 3 years later. And I love it.
That's inspiring, because it's amazing how you can go from one extreme to the other in just a few short years, I guess. I mean, it's just and the blessing of your child. I mean, like having a daughter that sort of changed. That was like the sort of like the turning point, you can say, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was the pivotal point where everything changed.
That's excellent. So you've given us some challenges maybe before the success and life coach business that you're in, but you must have challenges today. So maybe give us your biggest challenge while in your business.
Okay, so the biggest challenge I think I've dealt with since starting my business, it's not so much an issue now, but it was definitely an issue, especially the first year, was really charging for my services. And stepping into that business role, because when you want to help people and you want to give them all you got, basically I was discounting my services. I was giving it away for free because I felt guilty almost for taking money. I felt coaching comes so easy for me. I should just do it. But then it got to a point where it was, okay, if I want to run a business here, I need to make money. So I can't be giving away my services for free. That doesn't make sense. And what really helped was understanding that that doesn't serve my clients because they're not investing in me, they're investing in themselves. And when people have skin in the game, for an example, finances, they're going to put in more effort, they're going to give it all they got, and the results are going to be much better. So that was a big challenge I dealt with in my first year. Now, I think the biggest challenge is just around time management. It's really easy when you are working from home to get sidetracked doing house chores and stuff that is not important to build a business. So it's really setting that schedule and sticking to it.
Mm-hmm. Schedule is something I hear so many times. It is so hard to manage your life, manage your time without putting it down on paper or in a computer or your phone, whatever. I mean, you have to have some sort of way to manage that time, right? And going back to your charging for your services, I've heard many times, I'm sure you have, and many of the listeners have, is that if you're doing something that you would almost do it for free, you want to do it for free, that's got to be like the most inspiring thing that you could do in your life, and you should be doing that. Not that you should do it for free, but you know what I mean. Like
Exactly.
if you want to just help people so badly, and you're willing, you'd almost be willing to do it for free. It's gonna pay you back, so many times more, right? So
I think, yeah, that's the ultimate road to happiness is when you can do that.
That's excellent. So let's pretend we can go back in time, maybe before the business. And knowing what you know now, what's one piece of advice you would have given your former self?
So the one piece of advice that is so critical that I would have given myself is believe in yourself. Believe in your capabilities 100%. Know that you are totally worthy of success. You're totally capable of success, and you can do this. Like, you got this. When I started really believing in myself fully and committing, that's when my business took off. When there's doubt, you're not going to take the actions needed to really grow your business.
Very nice. So take me, I know obviously you are empowering women, correct? Like that your goal and focus is to empower women. And I'm sure you have many, many stories of maybe stories of success. Like, is there any story you can give us that gives you like a feeling of, wow, I've made a difference? Tell me that story.
Yeah, when I have people who are struggling with anxiety and depression, and they've been struggling for years and haven't been able to have a breakthrough. And I mean, I don't take credit for the breakthrough, but just being a part and working with them and having them come to me and say, I was able to step out and do something that I have never done. I have been able to achieve something I never thought was possible because I've, had this anxiety hanging over me for so long. Then it's like, oh my God, that just makes my heart explode. And it's like, this is what I have to do. Like, I have to do this. Like, this is what lights me up.
Yeah, so that's I could see how that would be so inspiring, just to help people realize what they probably already knew all along too, right? Am I right about that? I mean, we all sort of know the answers, right? We just need somebody to guide us, and that's what you're here for, right?
Exactly. It's like, it's just shining a light on stuff that's already there.
So let's dig a little bit deeper, Lisa. So let's imagine that we dropped you on an island, and Obviously, there was no life coaches there, no success coaches, and you were the only one of your kind, and they had no idea what you do. What would be the benefits of them using your services?
Okay, so I am a strong believer that everyone should experience having a coach at least once in their life. Um, there's a reason that professional athletes all have coaches. A coach is going to push you further than you can push yourself. What I find is people, they have limits that they think are limits, and a coach is going to push you over and above those limits. There's one of the most common challenges that people come to me with is procrastination. So they have a goal. They've maybe had that goal for months, if not years. They haven't taken action on it. Working with a coach can completely simplify that goal. So it's taking that goal and breaking it down into easy, actionable steps, and then holding the client accountable until they reach that goal. And I've just seen the most miraculous things happen when people have that accountability. It's really hard to keep yourself accountable. So yeah, having that coach is paramount. And another big, huge benefit, and this is why I always have a coach myself, is getting second eyes on an issue. So getting someone else's perspective. A lot of times we have blind spots. So we're only seeing an issue through our lenses, our eyes. And there could be a solution to that issue, like right around the corner that we can't see. So having someone come in with different eyes and kind of break it down and say, okay, well, you know what? We can actually solve that very quickly. Like by doing this is such a massive benefit for people and can save time, effort, money. That's exactly why I will always have my own coach. I think I've worked with 4 or 5 different coaches since starting my business who have helped with confidence. They've helped with my stress levels, my mindset, money mindset. There's really it's really about helping a person step into their potential. Like you said, that's always been there. It's always been there. It's just giving that little push to get there.
Lisa, something just came to mind. I just thought about this, and I know coaching is kind of getting to be a big industry. I myself in real estate have had coaches over the years for business, and one thing I've always noticed is that when you join coaching programs, there's different types of coaching programs that have you join the program and there's sort of like a generic sort of guideline, and you have sort of one program that could lead like thousands or even hundreds or thousands of people at the same time. And then there's one-on-one coaching, which is what you do. Like, I already know the answer, but maybe you can explain the difference or what is more valuable and why it's more valuable.
Sure. And I think both are awesome. I've been a part of many of those programs myself, which are great. But the difference is that those type of programs, you really have to be accountable to yourself, because if you don't do the work, you're not going to get the results. So what's happened to me and what's happened to a lot of people I know is you get involved with those courses. You're all hyped up for the first week or two, and then you kind of fall off and nothing happens. You don't keep up with the modules or however it's formatted. And you're only going to kind of get out of it what you're able to get out of it. Also, if you have specific issues that need to be dealt with, that's when one-on-one help comes in. That's when you have a coach that's going to dig deep into your specific needs and issues and hold you accountable. I think it's great to have a coach as well as programs like that. There's nothing wrong with programs like that. You're just not going to get the transformation you can get with a one-on-one coach. Mm-hmm. You go a lot deeper one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I have been, like I said, personally with my business and, these programs. And yeah, if you don't have the self-motivation and the self-drive and worst of all is not having that person to just reach out to and ask a question, right? Get a second set of eyes, like you said before. So yeah, I agree that the one-on-one is obviously the best way to go.
Yeah.
So maybe before we start to wrap up, Lisa, is there any kind of internet resource, like an app like Google Calendar or Evernote, that you couldn't live without?
There is one app. Scheduling wise, I'm old school. I like my my planner and my calendar on the wall where I schedule everything. But there is one app, because my work is done on the computer, because I work online, writing content and doing a lot of my stuff. There's an app called Freedom app. I don't know if you've heard of it, but what it does is it blocks the internet. So I can't get distracted and start Googling stuff or jump on Facebook and get totally distracted. If I'm writing on a Word doc, it blocks the internet. And it's helped my business so much, because I can get really distracted, like searching random stuff that's completely not important. Yeah. So Freedom app, I love it.
Yeah, laser focus. That's something we all need to do. Like I multitask all the time, because I got my phone ringing, I've got the internet going, and an email pops up, and I get distracted, and I have learned to. But I'm gonna look into that, because I could definitely use some laser focus as I'm working, especially when you're writing, because writing is something that you can't have the phone ringing, and you just can't concentrate.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Okay, leave our audience with the parting message. Like, is there any book that you've read or quote that you live by that's helped mold you?
Sure. There's a quote, and I'm not sure who said it, so I don't want to say who said it, 'cause I'm not sure. But it's, "You create your reality." And this is really how I live my life. It's how I teach my clients to live their life, that you are 100% in control of your life. You can change it if you want. If you're unhappy, everything is a choice. If you have a spectacular dream life that you want to live, that is totally possible. You're creating your reality. You don't have to be reactive to the world around you. You don't have to follow what society tells you quote unquote should be doing. You create it. That's been the most powerful quote for me.
That's amazing. And that is something that I try to live by as well, because we do create our own reality. It's all on us. We cannot blame others or sit there and say other people are involved. Yes, they have influence, but we create it.
We create it. Yeah. We can't play the victim.
No. I really appreciate you joining us today, Lisa. How can our listeners get a hold of you?
Sure. So I am reachable through my website, which is lisajeffs.com, or on Facebook. I love to do free trainings, free videos. I'm always on there posting content, and that is facebook.com/Lisa Jeffs Coach. And people can pop in there and say hi. And yeah, I love to chat.
Excellent. I'll have all the links in our website as well, so people can go reference anytime they want. Again, I really appreciate you joining us today and giving us some insight, and our listeners some insight on what it is that you do and why people do need a one-on-one life coach. I think it's so important to have somebody there to help. And especially, women who have, like you said, that they have that sort of leadership quality within them. They just need to get it out.
We just need that little push.
Yeah, that's great. So, again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Robert. I loved it.
Okay, great. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon.